Is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, closet swing traders. Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are ready for today. Just from the pre-market looks, it looks like a real it looks like a real it's a day. We're gonna have a day. We're gonna have a we'll see. Maybe today's the day we get a breakout one way or the other. As of now, it looks like it's just a day. We're just having a day right now. We'll see. We did have some pre-market numbers. GDP came in line. We had some jobless numbers, no real reaction. We were down slightly in futures. We started to rally back, but we're gonna have a day. We're gonna have a day. We got Albert in the house. Good morning to you. We got Bill Carlos. Good morning. Cheryl, Cindy, Jay, Joe, Lehman. We got Lou in the house. Martina. Good morning. We got Mike is good morning. Tim, Zayad. Did I say that correct? Good morning to you. We got Santilla, Richard Jet. Santilla wants to look at coin already. MU, Walgreens. Yeah, we had a couple. Starting to get back into the earnings season a little bit. So we'll see if some of those market moves could affect the rest of the market. Right now, though, SPY hanging out. So we did end the day bullish with, I mean, the kind of like what we went over. Yeah, I mean, just an absolutely tight range. Uh, we've been seeing this for a while where we're just shopping sideways and trades that look like they're good don't quite get to targets, trades that are just bouncing all over the place. So small moves back and forth until you get one big break. I'm not really sure when that comes, although lately it's been around this 11:30, 12 o'clock. So 12 noon, 11:30 Eastern. We've seen like a little bit of a move, but you'll see big down fakes. You're like, oh, okay, this is it. Market decides which way we're gonna break out after essentially hour and a half of consolidation. We look like we get a strong break. Turns out it's a trap. We flip the other way, then we do nothing all day, and then that green candle is very mysterious. Very mysterious green candle. So we have a yeah, right toward the end of the day. It took us to the very end to get a nice little rally pump to the end, and that's gonna make a nice green candle on the day. Today we are opening up for roughly the same range, so not really anything too crazy. I do want to take a look at support resistance on the SPY. So the first one and both of those yesterday. Again, now this is the second time we were able to get through it. So we'll see if we want to continue. But first little spot we got through was, or we have to get through. We're very close to it at open. We got 545.79. Bigger resistance, 546.03. The good news for the bulls, I mean, again, we haven't done anything, but in a weird way, we have done a lot. We're just letting those moving averages catch up. We're not collapsing. This market just does not want to fall apart just yet. Some individual names are down a lot. I see a couple of them from Santilla, so Walgreens. So yeah, we'll take a look at that one. That one's kind of falling apart, but more continuing the journey and the path that it's on. We'll see, but this is still fairly bullish. I still don't see a reason why we should be like hitting the mass sell button. I don't see that in the market yet. I just see a little bit of rotation, a little bit of quietness, and just kind of waiting again just to see, I think, what happens. But yeah, to me, it's still trending in that bullish direction. Looks like we'll take a look at the cues. And then the big thing for the SPY is we got to get through some of those resistance, get some more closing above it. And then after 10, 11 days of consolidation, that might be enough for the next little push up higher. We'll see though. Q's pretty much flat. Yeah, we're up a penny. So if you guys want to call that a gap, good on you. But we have a 1 penny gap on the Q's, so relatively flat. Again, after hours yesterday, in terms of like futures and everything, we were getting a little bit of a deeper sell-off. We'll see where this bell rings, but 24 minutes before the bell, we would manage to not only get back to break even, but now we're up 2 pennies. I like it. All right. That's progress. But I'm watching for 481.10. And then the next level after that. And we hit the 40? Well, we didn't really hit that one. We didn't really come back for that 41.10, so that's still gonna be a decent support. Otherwise, if we could get some momentum for 83.89, and we'll see what happens. TLT, let's see if the bond people have been loving life. A little bit of a gap down yesterday. So slight little pullback. We are above that. So we have a gap and go in TLT for what it's worth. And then we have the good news with the gap up is we're holding that 93.29. So maybe we get a little rally here, 93.71. Let's get to some of those tickers that you guys want. 8 a.m. sharp. 9 a.m. here. That's like a full hour extra. Full hour extra. We got Amazon. Let's see. I see a couple others in there first. Tesla. Tesla's interesting. So let's go to Tesla first. I'm hoping for a pullback. I'm going to be completely biased on this one. I did sell. I had some calls that I got down at this 182, 183 zone. Just as we were approaching that 200, I was like, okay, I'm just going to lock in some gains because this market has been a little finicky. So I want to lock some gains in for the month. So I took that right into the very, very close to the highs. I was right above this 196. So right into that 200. I got out of my calls. I'm probably going to regret it. We'll see. But I feel like we do have 2 days bullish. We do have that 200 right there. Maybe we get another day or two of chop or slight little retest, even down into this 193.25 zone. So that should be support. Other than that, little pesky 200. I got the next target up at 202.95. So we'll see if we get there, and then we're probably looking for this gap fill a little bit higher, 208.44. But this chart looks bullish in every direction. I still like to be bullish on it. I'm trying to figure out how to get back into it. I would be looking to buy dips on Tesla, but we do have to kind of pay attention to that 200 just to see what happens on that, and also allow some of those other smaller time, which they're all kind of curling up, which is good. But I need a little more time, I think, for those to get a little closer to that 200, so we can start getting those above that 200 and start trending bullish. So still a little bit in chop zone, but really, really good close yesterday. Fantastic close above what we had to. So 193.74-ish, somewhere in that zone. That's going to be our support today. So if we do get a little bit of a pullback, that's the area I'm going to watch and see if we can buy some dips. Maybe I'll buy some more call options, things like that. But otherwise, really nice break of this kind of downtrend, and I would still be looking a little bit more bullish than bearish. Just in terms of where the volume sits on this thing, I think anything really above 198.15, if we start getting some closes above that, we have some volume, not a whole heck of a lot, but the next stop here I got is 217.11. Volume is completely dead until 237, 240. So it does have a good path higher, but would love to see a little pullback. Just, in a selfish way, I would like to see a little pullback. We'll see what happens. FedEx, obviously, really good gap yesterday. We did pre-market. We said we probably get a little tiny pullback, but this is not one that I would short. This is one that I would probably be looking to buy dips on. I didn't get the pullback that I wanted. I wanted a little bit more, but it did come into a decent little support, and it did rally ahead of that. So good, strong close. Probably more continuation today, I would assume. Again, this is a good gap, followed by a pretty strong candle. I don't know if I'd want to go bearish on it. It is gapping down a little, but right into that little support zone that I got. So see if it gets bit up here. Otherwise, if we start getting openings below it, maybe we get a little rest day today, and then either Friday or Monday, we probably continue the trend. But it does look good if you're holding some FedEx shares. Looks like that is a heck of a bullish candle on it. Amazon. So yeah, as the market was going just sideways and not doing a lot, Amazon, Microsoft too. I believe Microsoft was hitting all-time highs yesterday as well. But really strong breakout candle on Amazon. I would expect a little retest. Right now, I'm looking for 193.71 if we could get there. Maybe we already hit that pre-market. But 193.48, 50. We'll call it 193.50 if we start getting a little retest. We're still inside day, just at the very highs. That's a really good momentum candle, good breakout. I would rather be long on Amazon rather than short. maybe looking for that $200 number. So see if we can get up to 200. Nice solid hold number. 195 is going to be a little psychological number too. But that 200 would be a much, much bigger psychological number. It looks like we definitely have a path at least to 200. So I'd want to be also buying pullbacks on Amazon. This one a little higher on the list. At open, I probably have to be patient and just see if we get a little profit taking. We shall see. I got Oxy, OXY. Mm, kind of in a weird way, like a very, very strange way. Looks absolutely fantastic. Yeah. Okay. Good close. 2 days of resting. We got a good bounce off a high volume zone. Also some moving averages. Nice little hammer. Inside day from we haven't really broke this range yet. It's January, June 24th. I even have really the next resistance was, yeah, up at this 63.28 from back here, and from over here, we're above all that. Next little target, 63.96. I'm not that impressed with that target. The next one after that's 64.93, but it looks like it's got a pretty good trend in it. Other thing, we'll just see if there's any other hidden gems in this one. There's our downtrend. We actually broke it here. We had a nice little ABC consolidation. I don't know if this was wave one and that little red candle was two, but I think either way, this is going to be a one. We get a pullback and much bigger three, or this is a three. We still got one more dip somewhere a little bit higher, and then 4, 5. But I like it a lot. Maybe so far, one of my favorites. City. One thing I would be concerned about, and I'm not concerned about it yet because it hasn't happened, is if we could run into any type of inverted head, or not inverted, but just head and shoulders on this one. I need to see a little bit more for that to happen, but I would just be alert for that. So we got 1, 2, 3. This could be setting up for the right shoulder, which we still have a little bit of room somewhere up in this range for that to happen. So not a bad gap today. Again, this hasn't happened yet. As of now, we're still making higher highs, higher lows, so we're still trending up bullish, which is good. But I just want to see where that momentum comes somewhere around, I don't know, we'll call it 62.50, somewhere in that zone as a potential head and shoulders. Again, it hasn't happened yet. Just I'd be cautious on it. Otherwise, decent gap. We've had 3 green candles in a row. I don't know if I really want to count yesterday as a green because we actually closed a little bit lower than we opened, but the candle did get some bullish buying in there. Pretty good gap. Wouldn't mind waiting for a pullback. Not a big one, but 61.46, somewhere in that zone would be a decent little support if we could get it. Otherwise, we did have a mini little pivot here, get the break. Initial target. I think this would be a decent target for today, 62.13. It doesn't frequently move that much. But if we can get through that 62.13, my next stop is about 62.46. You get a much better range on that. Not bad. Not bad. The range might be a little tight for potential day trade. Otherwise, City does look good. And if City looks good, the other ones, JP Morgan typically has a better range on it. A little bit easier to trade. I would even say Bank of America usually has an okay range on it too. So I would take a look at those as sympathies just in case. Meta, really good day yesterday. We're gapping up. That looks good. Target probably about just above 519. So 519.14. We'll move that on the list. I like Oxy a little bit better only because we are getting kind of high. So we're almost hitting the all-time highs, but we just saw what Amazon and Microsoft could do as well. So really looks good. We do have all those moving averages above us. They look good as well. So the bullish direction is still there. For day trade purpose, we probably got about $5 to work with, so we can make something happen. Maybe we can get a high wave candle on this one at open. I think that looks pretty fantastic. DJT. So yeah, I thought they scammed me yesterday, and then it took me till about like 3 p.m., 3 3 p.m., 3:30, because I was like, it was coming down. I had some shares just under 34. So I thought while I was on the mic, I was like, okay, I'm gonna throw out a stop at 34. I'll make a little bit of money if it wants to stop me out. It got one like big candle in here, and then my alert went off, and I was like, ah, oh, man, they pulled me that quick. It is what it is. It's fine. I'm still up on that position, but I thought they scammed me on this one because the good volume came in, good hammer. I was like, all right, it is what it is. At about 3 o'clock, 3:30, I realized I put the order in only for one share. So so then I was like, what why is this up? And then I couldn't figure it out. I was like looking at my portfolio, I was like, I'm pretty sure I sold it. Maybe they just didn't take the position. And I was like, no, I sold one share down here. So I scammed them. But I was like, I'll take that lucky win. It could have definitely went the other way, and I'm like, why is my portfolio? Why am I down so much? I don't understand. But no, that kind of worked out. DJT, we got the debate tonight. For anybody not living in the U.S., it's the American presidential debate. If you don't know how that works, here in the U.S., we try to find the two oldest people we can in society, and we let them sit down and talk to each other and battle it out a little bit. There will be commercial breaks so that we could bring in oxygen tanks for both candidates to take a breather, refuel up a little bit. But other than that, we'll see what happens on the debate tonight. Again, I don't know this early. The presidential debate will eventually affect the market, and that's when we go more into a little bit of politics closer to the election. I think we're still pretty far out from the election, where I don't think we're going to get the immediate market moving, but most historically, at least during presidential elections, and this is what we have been seeing so far during presidential elections, the market is tends to be more bullish, especially getting closer to the election day. So we're about 5 months out. I don't think what they say, first of all, if they say anything regarding the economy or like that's great, but I think it's still too soon to say like that's going to hold some weight. As we start to go, okay, this person's going to be the president, that's going to eventually affect like, okay, what does a Democrat presidential look like in terms of the market? Where's funds going? What does a Republican president look like? Where's their concentration? Where's the funds going? That's where you start to get those market pushes, and kind of rotations in sectors. So it will be important eventually for the markets. We'll see what happens, but DJT, it is a fun one to trade. It's got some good volume on it, good technicals. I wouldn't mind just waiting for a little bit more of a pullback. So look for that 37.87 range if we get a little bit more of a dip. And then, like I said, I don't know. We'll see what happens on DJT, but I would treat it more as like a biotech. So it's buy the rumor, sell the news. I think this one probably could get bought up today. So for today, I'd be bullish. I don't know if I'd want to hold it overnight, which maybe would be a mistake. Maybe we do get a good pump after, but I think tomorrow probably it sells off regardless. So I don't know if I want to be in there for the pump or just probably take my gains today is how I'm thinking. But I'd be a little bit more bullish. See if this thing wants to come down a little bit further, retest this again somewhere in this 37.80 zone. Would be good. Tim says, I'm thinking we don't even need to debate tonight. The news is pretty much, oh, that's the thing. even take Joe Biden out of it, right? You could put in a crash t test dummy right next to him, right? He could debate a pillow. It doesn't matter. We've had both of those. It's either at least unless we get the switcheroo, so people talking about, and it's not Joe Biden at all. I don't know, but I think Trump is so polarizing. Where we first of all we know both of their presidencies. We know okay if Biden's elected, we kind of know how it goes. If Trump gets elected, we know how it goes. So we're just playing the greatest hits at this point. But it's either you at this point, it's either you're like, hey, I love Trump or I hate Trump. And I either hate Trump so much I'm voting for anybody else. I'll vote for the crash test dummy, or I love Trump and I'm just gonna vote. Like I think most people's minds are made up. I think it's pretty hard pressed to find somebody that doesn't know who Trump or Biden is at this point. So I don't know, but at least we get a good entertainment factor out of it. So that's exciting. We'll see. Hut. Hut's got a good gap up. It also has yeah, we've got a little resistance on this one. So watch for the 16-16 move. Watch that little price, and then we do have a pretty decent amount of green days in a row. So it maybe just one that gets one of those pumps and goes crazy. But for right now, I can't be a buyer up here. I'd have to wait for some kind of pullback at least to 15.30. You know the thing. Yeah, it'd be good. One candidate they're watching to see if he says something crazy. The other one they're watching to see if can say anything. So it's gonna be good TV. It's gonna be good TV. Pan W. Let's see. Yeah, we're in this gap. I like this one a lot. Again, kind of just like Hut though. We did have a good breakout, good close. Pretty well. The gap with this wick actually starts anywhere above 327, 327.40. But we're getting close to it. That is a good gap. Actually, we're 329.50 pre-market. So we're right in that gap. See if we get a little pullback. Watch for maybe this 325.30 if we get down there on Pan W. I'll scoot this one up. I don't know if I'd play this one out of the gate for me personally, but um, if there's a pullback, it does look good. Live TV drug screens. You guys are wild. You guys are wild. I'm trying to stay, down the aisle, down the center. Hey man, maybe I'm still undecided. I don't know. I don't know. Hey Matt. Yeah, it's like an election where it's like you're not voting for somebody, you're just voting against the other guy. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Politics are crazy. AMAT, that's a good gap and go. I like that one a lot, actually. In terms of gap and go, because even that Oxy technically is not a gap and go. That one looks good. I'm pretty much opening at the resistance, but that would be a fantastic move up to probably about 241. So we got some room on that. High volume candle is this one, so really confirmation's above it, but I'm looking at my volume zone 237.71. So we have about 30 cents up to that. And then again, if we get through it, the next spot, 240. Obviously, it's a bullish looking chart. It did dip. This is about as big of a dip the market wants to give us. So we'll see. I know Scintilla wanted to talk about MU. Yep, we took a look at Oxy. And then Walgreens. So MU reported earnings weren't bad, honestly. It wasn't bad. They did I believe they lowered the guidance. So I wouldn't be buying this dip yet. Let's see if we get a little bit of a bigger pullback on this one. We are below the 20 at this point. I've got a really good support somewhere around 134. We'll call it 134.70. So it's also technically a retest gap from yesterday's. I don't know if I'd want to trade it. It's not the most it's not a bullish gap at all. I'd almost want the earnings to settle down a little bit. But if we start breaking this 134.61, we probably have a bigger path eventually down to like this 126 zone. Pretty good support also at 131.68. So I probably won't trade this one, but again, we were looking at that one yesterday. We're like, even if they have good earnings, they probably have a high bar, and then they came in and squashed the whole thing with lowering guidance too. So um, I wouldn't go bullish nor bearish on that one. We'll go Schrodinger's box. WBA, we got guidance lower here. They also, I think, missed on earnings per share, and then we have surprise beat of revenue 409 million, and just keeps on trending lower. Chart looks absolutely like death, aka looks like a presidential debate. But it's a big gap. I Fading it is I mean probably my only choice here. I got no levels, no nothing. Big gap down. Maybe at some of these levels we can get some bids. Some of those shorts want to take some gain, some profit. That is a big one. So I'd have to unfortunately look for the fade on this one. I don't like it too much because it is still a very, very bearish trend. But I think if I'm gonna take a shot, I'd probably have to try to fade that one higher. I moved Uber instead of WBA, so I don't know why. Since we're on it, Uber, little gap up on the EBS. Not actually a horrible open if we get this open. We do have some range up to 72.58, but we are just living in that daily high wave. Uh, BSFC, Blue Star Food Group. Yeah, do they have news? They also had a split, reverse split. They got a reverse split. That's not great. But you do have Blue Star Food regains compliance with NASDAQ listing rules. Were they on the verge of being delisted? Yeah, this doesn't look like a buy to own scenario, but that is quite the little gap today. I don't know the volume on this one, but if you're going to try to take a swing at it, maybe looking for like a 455, something in that range. Otherwise, that is the morning bell. So everybody on YouTube, I appreciate you guys joining us. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. If you guys are watching the debate or staring at the wall, either way tonight, have a great time, and we'll catch you guys